This presentation is brought to you by the City of Greensboro's Economic Development and Business Support Office.
So this is the NASFT, which is the National Association of Specialty Foods. And what I did was, I said, Ashlee, we got to do this. I want to be a household name. When I started the company, it's going to be a household name. Ashlee was like, okay, we'll be known in the Southeast, and yeah, we'll be in a few stores. No, when I say household name, every refrigerator in America and now in the world, I want, when you open it, to see Miss Jenny's Pickles. So what I did is I said, Ashlee, we got to go to New York, because it was in New York in 2010. And she was like, we're not ready. We're not ready. I'm like, get in the car. We got to do this. And so I made her get in the car. And what I want you to see is, remember, we started at a half a table. Okay, this is 1/10 of the show floor. Okay, in New York City. And here we are from Kernersville and Greensboro, North Carolina, in the big city in New York, and selling pickles. Okay. Okay, this is very, very important. What this is an $800 ride for the labor unions to get your stuff into your booth. Did anybody tell us that? No. So when I realized that we couldn't carry our stuff into the convention center and that I had to use the labor, I said, stop, I need a picture of this. I actually smiled, because that's $800 that nobody tells you about behind the scenes. We've done shows all over the world, believe it or not. This is actually in Atlanta, and I'm getting ready to come back to New York here in a minute. But this is a great story. You want to tell it, or you want me to?
Well, we ordered this floor that we found through somebody else. It's a cushy floor, you know, so when you're on your feet, and these are long, long days on these food shows. So that you can bounce and you can save your legs for the next day. Well, we ordered ours to be shipped to the show, and there was a snowstorm. It didn't get there, and so you can't set up unless you have a floor.
This is January of 2011.
So it takes us about 4 to 5 hours to set up for a show. And so we're looking at each other, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, I'm from Atlanta, so I'm thinking, okay, certainly somebody I know is going to come through. And I'm sitting over there, I can't find anything. And by this point, we're not talking. And we don't know what to do. And, and then I turn around, and I see Jenny with this guy pushing all this parts of floor. It's a dance floor. She had rented a dance floor for 3 days, and it was perfect. It was perfect size, 10 by 10.
Well, because they wouldn't let you set your booth up without a floor. Well, I didn't have all day, and I couldn't lose my $2,000 I spent to have my 10 by 10 booth. So what else you gonna do? So I just started thinking, and I said, well, we're gonna get a dance floor. And so they delivered it, they put it down, and they picked it back up.
And everybody complimented.
Yeah, everybody loved our floor. It was really cool. So this is what our booth looks. And you have to understand, we build that from that floor to all that. We take everything in the Suburban and we drive all over the world, because you know what? People don't realize. Small businesses, we do it all. We take out the trash, we set up the floor, we pack the car. I mean, thanks to both Fulton, my husband, he packs us, and then we pack coming home. And the way we pack coming home is we just throw it in there. And we just want to get home. But, I mean, people think that we pay people or we have people to do this. We're small. It's in the beginning. We do this. We went to Atlanta in 2010 in the fall, and I said, Ashlee, we got to win an award. We got to win an award. And she was like, Jenny? And I said, no, let me explain it to you. Here's why it works is, if I say, do you want to try Miss Jenny's pickle? Or if I say, would you like to try an award-winning Miss Jenny's pickle? Which one are you going to eat? You're going to eat the award-winning. So I said, it doesn't matter if we don't win for all of them, as long as we win for one of them. You got to put it out there. You got to say what you want to happen, so it'll come back to you. So what happened was, we did win. And I went down there when they were announcing, and I was looking, okay, and then I just screamed. I think I probably did a cartwheel, too, in the middle of Atlanta, because we won the award. And now I had an award-winning habanero bread and butter pickle, and it's still award-winning today. MSNBC met us in New York City, and the producer Frank called, and he said, you know, we do a small business show on Sunday mornings at 7:30, and we want to do your piece. And then he said, well, we really don't have time. Well, guess what? I talked him into coming. And so if you don't watch that and you're doing entrepreneurship, you should watch that. 7:30 Sunday mornings. It's 30 minutes. JJ Ramsett. They did a book. Guess what? We're in the book. You know,
called Your Business.
Yeah, Your Business, and it's based around small business. But these guys we're still friends with today, but that was our first national spot, and that was back in 2010, and they filmed for 8 hours, and we got 7 minutes of usage out of it. But it was a good start for us. We also did our first commercial. Remember, we had no money. I called the School of the Arts in Winston-Salem. I said, hey, we need a commercial. They said, hey, we need $15,000. I was like, no, we can't do that. So what I did is I talked to a graduate student, and he needed experience doing a commercial for retail, and I needed a commercial. And so he was a realtor, so we shot it in one of the open houses at night. And so just remember, be creative, because you can get anything done that you want to do if you just think outside the jar. Keep going. And we are also a corporate sponsor at the Wyndham, and this is how we get free advertisement. Is we take and we sponsor the same hole on Saturday, hole number 3, and we're in the PGA brochure, free, because I just put together 10 volunteers to work that hole, and we make sure we're at the 3rd hole, so then when all the golfers come through, we get to go to the end and watch golf, and we get free shirts, and it looks really cool to think you have a small business that is a corporate sponsor, and we don't put any money in that, you know. All the advertisement, just so you'll know, that we've done around here, we have only spent in 3 years, outside of like a yearbook ad for our kids, okay, because
Twice, right?
Huh?
Only spent what?
One time. Rock 92, $750, and it was a local thing, and they called and they said, hey, we really want you to be on it. And I said, I don't pay for advertisement. I'm just not going to do it. I don't have the money, I'm not going to do it. And they were like, well, you got to do it. I said, well, I'll make a deal with you. I'll come and do the radio, and I'll pay $750 only if I can be live on the radio with Chris and Deidre. And the little advertisement lady says, never going to happen. I said, that's fine. You tell them what I said, and you tell them it's Miss Jenny. Got the phone call the next day. Hey, you're going to be live on the radio with Chris and Chris. You know? And I was. And I walked in there, and Chris Kelly's a big guy. And he said, all right, Miss Jenny, I'm going to give you 1 minute. Well, guess what? I took 4, and he loved it. It was great. So all our product is made in North Carolina. The majority of it, I shouldn't say all, I would say 90% of it is. We have 5% that's made out of Indiana, and then we do 5% in-house. But, you know, if we were still growing cucumbers today, we would not be in over 1,000 stores. We would not be in China. We wouldn't have the time or the availability to do the marketing and getting the brand out there to be a household name. But we were really honored when we got this, because in the beginning, we were at the Y, we were renting storage units to store everything, and then we were at my house. So it was chaos. So now we're in one location. I also met the QVC people at the food show, and I said, I want to be on QVC, and they were like, we don't do pickles. So I'm like, well, you'll do Miss Jenny's. And guess what? I was on QVC last year 6 times. I'm probably getting ready to go back on another 6 times, and they've never sold pickles before. But so if you believe in what you're doing, you can get it done. And then from Huffington Post wrote an article on us. AOL picked us up for 12 hours. So we probably had another 100 orders just by being on the screenshot of AOL, which is amazing. We've exported to China, and with Kevin and Sarah's help, we're going to export to a lot of more places, which UNCG's got a international marketing class, and they've chosen Miss Jenny's. We're very honored to help us with our exporting. But through North Carolina Ag, North Carolina Exporting, and SUSTA, we actually have pickles in China. Look, they're on the shelf. And the coolest thing about it is, do you see how many facings? That's what that's called, facing, number of pickles. Well, in the United States, we get 4, 1 jar of each. Look in China. They want products made in the USA, and I don't pay for that shelf space over there. I have to pay for shelf space here. So it's more important to me to export. I mean, granted, I want to be a household name in the United States, but 95% of the people live outside the United States. So if you're not exporting, you're missing the boat. I'm just telling you. And our tagline is, there's no junk in our jar. And when I say that, there's no junk, meaning all those chemicals, the yellow number 5 and all those preservatives, you don't have that in us. And that's the way MawMaw made pickles.
Is that who tested to tell you how long the shelf life is?
Yes, ma'am. And if you have a food problem or a question, or you got a product you're thinking about, call us.
Okay.
My number's on every jar.
Okay.
And I didn't do that. I did that, and Ashley kind of thought I was crazy in the beginning. But I tell you, it was the best thing I ever did, because if you got a jar of Miss Jenny's pickles and you liked it and you won't tell somebody, I want you to tell me. If you got a jar and you didn't like it, something, maybe the seal was broke and it was mushy, I want you to tell me. I won't fix the problem. My name's on that jar.
But along with that comes the little old lady in High Point who can't open her jar. And so we went to High Point and opened the jar for her.
It's a combination. I do it 24/7. If you're not going to promote your product, then nobody's going to do it for you. This belt buckle right here has got me more business than you could imagine. I don't have to say a word. I don't even have to have a Miss Jenny shirt on. And wearing this, they go, and I go, buy Pickles.
But branding is key. I think
It's key. Because, we sell pickles. Well, you got to be really creative to sell pickles. And I mean, and you have to understand, we're in 1,000 stores. We just co-packed our last order with 8,000 cases. Well, a case is 12 jars. We almost sold out of that. And we just got those in October. So branding is the key. I think success is showing my children, Madison and Kennedy, that you can do this. You can dream big. Dream big. And so my most rewarding times in this business has been with my children going, Mom, wow, we see how hard you work. We see how hard Ashlee works. So granted, we want to make money and we want a paycheck, but to show our children that you can accomplish and that you live in the greatest country in the world, to me, that's pretty successful.
Good.